Welcome back, terrestrials. In this episode, we're doing coo, 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 coo. We're doing long legs. Um, Me and Jerry been wanting to watch this one for a while. We
Huh.
finally got the opportunity, so let's jump into it. Jerry, what what is this? What
What
did
is this?
what
It's a
happened?
movie. It's a movie,
Um,
man.
you and your wife were messaging me at the same time, disputing Nicolas Cage's role in this movie.
She's not
Um,
an artist, you know. She doesn't
right,
have the
right.
passion.
I tricked her. I
Uh,
got her though.
uh,
Did she tell you? I got her. I was like, you probably didn't even like Primal, and she was like, no, it wasn't bad. I was like, joke's on you. That shit was
yeah,
terrible.
I'm watching the
Like,
movie, and she's like, "Primal's the one with all the animals on the on the ship, right?" And I was like, "Uh-huh." And that's when I figured out what she was doing. Like,
yeah,
that's when I was
she's
like, "Don't believe her lies."
yeah,
And then like
yeah.
I started going in on like, like, don't spoil this for him. He's probably at work. Being
I was
like,
at
yeah,
work. Yeah, I
yeah.
was.
Like he's probably at work. Don't be like, fuck this movie. So, but
Nah, yeah, it didn't spoil anything. But Jerry, what do you grade this movie?
I'm gonna give it a B.
Interesting. I think I'm gonna give it a B minus.
Okay.
Um, Look, it's super creepy, it's creative, but it also feels very Silence of the Lambs meets like
Well, it is. It's Silence of the Lambs.
I don't know, but it meets something like Mandy. Silence of the Lambs meets Mandy or something. Like it has this trippy aspect that in this thing where there's like this otherworldly element in the real world.
Yeah.
Um and also the Silence of the Lambs thing. And again, here we go again, again. Did I mention it was again? They were blaming Satanists for everything. Pick a new bad guy. Remember when Russians and Germans used to be the bad guy all the fucking time?
No,
Can we
but it
go
was
back
a
to that?
Satanist, and they did kill people. So
Yeah, but they're making it seem like it was the devil. Like the devil had control, like the little metal ball brains, and like when the mom shoots the spoilers, when the mom shoots the doll at the end, and then the fucking Lee falls out on the ground after the black mist flies out of her head. Like, stop it.
yeah, I say that's like the like the B instead of an A because like I would have given this movie an A just for cinematography alone.
Yeah, it
It's
did a
very
really good job with
beautiful.
that. Hmm.
And the editing too, I will say, is just fucking amazing. It's like
Yeah,
motion pictures. I get it.
yeah,
It's pictures that are moving. Okay.
yeah.
It just seemed like creativity wise of what like the what and the why this
Mhm.
is happening. It's just kind of like, I'm gonna write Satanist down, but we need to go back and we need to change it. Oh, you never changed it. Yeah, I think it's just fine and shit. Fucking,
Yeah,
because
I mean,
could have been more creative than
they could
Satan.
have just, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is lazy. Um, They, like I said, the whole movie is good. It was written well.
Hmm?
I dug it, the way it was shot, the sound, everything was so
I'll bitch
good.
about the sound later.
Okay. The person who played Lee Harker, the main detective or agent, fantastic job.
Yeah,
The
I had to look,
mom,
find out who that is.
yeah, the
It was
mom,
the girl from
fantastic
There
job.
Follow.
It follows.
It Follows. I
Yeah.
was thinking of the not made
Yeah.
sequel.
Right. Oh, okay. But yeah, everything was great. Everything was so I enjoyed it.
Hmm.
It's just that lazy, they could have done without it. They could have just done like a Manson thing where he just had control of a cult. They didn't
Right.
need to make him satanic. They didn't need to make magic, and they didn't need the woman in the black veil. Like they didn't need Baphomet. Like it's just leaned on that real quick towards the end. Like, yeah, he was a Satanist the whole time,
Yeah.
everything, cool. But then they just leaned on it real heavy. Like, ah, fuck, we don't have an ending for this movie. Ah, the Satanist thing. Let's do a bunch of satanic imagery and
Right.
make her figure out this all Satan, 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 Satan. Movie's over. Like,
Yeah.
dude, what the fuck?
It
What the fuck, man?
does
Like,
make for like cool moments of just like them yelling "Hail Satan" and shit. Like, it's like, oh yeah, it's black metal as fuck, and shit and fucking like.
yeah,
But at the same time, like you said, yeah, you can be creative, you can be a little bit more. I mean, does it 100% like just like stinker? Like, nah,
no,
I
no, no,
I
no, no,
still
definitely not.
enjoyed what I got, but
And as a
that
Satanist,
just
I
like mm,
understand that it's an easy go-to, and I can still enjoy the movie that
mm,
even though the Satanist is the bad guy, but it's like I still have to stand back and go, why, dude? Like, there's so many other things that and it could have just been a passing thing. They could have been like, and he's a Satanist.
yeah.
Like he's a cult leader, but he's also or something, like it could have just been, they didn't have to make it the thing.
Hmm.
But they did. So it is what it is.
I
I just,
mean, yeah,
obviously I gripe
that's
about that every time. And it's like every four movie reviews, I have to mention this because it's
hurts
always,
hurts my feelings when the Satanists are always bad guys and shit. Fucking,
yeah. If I made a
yeah, I mean,
fucking
is
movie
it, would
about
you say like, is it that because of they're trying to do like satanic panic stuff?
No. So
No,
like this movie clearly is not in current times. This is clearly like an 80s, 90s movie.
no, yeah, because Bill Clinton.
Set yeah. So like it, I think that the Satanic Panic was over at that time, and I don't think it's trying to push it now
Hmm.
or play on it now. I think it's just something that they added to the movie for lack of
Yeah,
um
just like,
a
yeah, like I
different
said, just
idea.
r Mad Libs and stuff. Bad guy, Satan,
Yeah, yeah,
this, and then they were supposed to go back and kind of like fill in some more blanks, and they were just like, no, just leave it the way it is and shit. Fucking,
right.
we only got funding for this, these couple of things, so just leave it Satan. I do notice, like, yeah, they did have
But like the
like
crazy,
I was gonna say, like, if you look closely, there are some moments where like you see the shadow figure, like following
right?
her
That's what I'm
around,
saying.
and like
Yeah.
that shadow figure, like the ominous looming is like, ooh, kind of like that. But once more, it's Cthulhu or whatever. Fucking could have been.
Not
So,
quite, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it didn't take me out of it. It does just it all it really does for me is because like I can take myself and set it aside
right,
and watch the movie and enjoy it and be like, yeah, you dumb, you bad guy Satanist, whatever. Like I'm confident in my religion. I'm good with it. Like, so I don't care when somebody uses it to exploit that.
right.
But it does make me go like, really? Like like really? Again? Um,
What could be
but
what
like,
could the Satanist be the good guy for what?
yeah,
Like,
right.
I don't
Let me
know.
make
There's
a
like this
fucking movie
stigma
about
out there.
right. Let me make a movie about Christian preachers touching kids all the time.
Right.
Um, but like the concept of the magic doll, that was great.
Yeah.
But it was like they were like, well, how do they get magic? Satan.
So you
Like
gotta
don't
gotta
go Norse
no.
or like a fucking fairy or like,
Well,
you just
not even
you
that. Like, if you don't tell the audience why they're like that,
that
then
yeah,
that doesn't
exactly.
need to be there. Fucking
Right.
like the only
Yeah, they
reason
could
that
have just not done that.
Freddy Krueger had dream sperms bring him into the dream world was because we said dream sperms brought him into the dream world instead of
Right.
like, who knows? Like,
Right.
that's always my thing. Like,
Yeah, I think that maybe if they didn't explain it somehow,
yeah,
like for me, that would have been all right, cool. I don't understand it, but cool.
yeah,
I think for the mass public, people would be like, yo, what the fuck was that? So giving it some reason,
Right.
because people don't like things not tied up in nice little bows when they're watching movies.
Mm.
So I think it did have to come up with something. It just chose the obvious answer and, whatever.
Why did they choose
Um,
that instead of like, why does
Voodoo
Nicolas
or something
Cage
else.
look like this?
Well, that's just he's unfortunate looking. That's all.
No,
That's
my
he
brain was
just
sitting there going, no, Nicolas Cage probably showed up like that and was like, all right, we can work with it, Nick.
yes.
Just like, I'm gonna do this with my face and just fucking like, okay, okay, yeah, you're a star, Nick. So Nick, so go ahead. Or
Yeah,
why was the movie called Longlegs? I know they called him
yeah,
Longlegs, but I
yeah.
don't
He
know
called
why
himself
he
long.
was called Longlegs.
There's a lot of this movie but that again, that's the thing. Like it was called Long Legs. He refers to himself as Long Legs. I didn't think twice about that. I was just enjoying the movie. So again, you
I just want
don't
to let
need
you
to
know that
explain
that's
everything.
not my question. Okay?
Oh, okay.
That's not
So
my
what is it?
question. I
Right.
was
That's just
I was instructed by others to bring that up. So,
uh
but yeah, where were you going?
okay. Like why is it called Long Legs and stuff? Why does
Yeah,
he refer to himself as Long Legs?
yeah,
Tara, I don't know.
yeah. There you go.
Because he's a creative genius. I don't know. I don't like, but I didn't
Well,
think twice
it's
about it throughout the
Anthony
movie.
Perk.
It didn't,
This is a movie. This is made by
huh?
Anthony Perkins' son.
Is
You
that
there?
supposed to mean something to me?
Anthony Perkins, fucking
Yeah,
psycho.
I'm here.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But so what? A lot of people make movies.
Well, he's made
It
some
doesn't make
really
him
good
better
ones.
because,
He's made
yeah,
really good horror
and I'm
movies.
not right, but and I'm not saying that this one isn't one of his good ones.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying that it just I didn't feel like anything needed an explanation, and the more explanation I got, the more watered down the movie got.
Yeah.
Like, who's that first serial killer? Why are they chasing him? What did he do? Like, I didn't need any of that answer. Why didn't he attack her? Clearly, FBI agents don't come in, singles. So he shoots the one. He didn't even bother looking for the second. Like all those little details, like there's no explanation for, but yet it's a setup to lead to her like mildly psychic ability,
Yeah.
but there's still no backstory to why, how, where that ability came from, anything like
It's
that.
I guess it's the orb.
So there's
Like,
plenty of unanswered questions in this movie.
yeah.
Or just ones that I'm blind to. Maybe the answers are there, and I was blind to them.
Right.
I watched this Sunday night and Monday night. It's Tuesday night, and we're recording it, so
Yeah,
I
because
remember it
like
fairly
there was
well. I
a
just don't
like
remember.
a lot of information at one point. I know that, like talking about like the days and the things and this and that, and like I kind of got like hazy there
Right?
with all the information.
Yeah.
But
Numbers. What do they mean?
yeah, like okay, well on September
Yeah.
13th
Yeah.
there was
It's
this, and then on
yeah. March 14th. Your birthday's
1917,
March 14th. It's six
right,
days away from the ninth or
right.
something. Yeah. Yeah.
And my brain kind of was like, uh-oh, I'm lost. All right, just pretend like you know what's going on, you know. But I'm gonna blame that more on the soundtrack, like more
Okay. Yeah.
so
Let's
than
get into this. You
like
said that you didn't.
Satan, and
Yeah.
more so than like my number one fault is like okay, yeah, there was kind of like but I don't know if it was my speaker or what, but I felt like the movie was very quiet and there was not
It
that,
was.
and I'm not talking about just like the tone, but even like the conversations, and
Right.
like there was just like this mute or this like muffle or something to it where it
Yeah.
was just like
So the first time that I noticed was right away when she right after the first scene where she bags that first serial killer and
Hmm.
she's in that room and that voice is talking to her from the intercom.
Right.
I had to turn it up so loud to be able to hear what that guy was saying.
Yeah.
And then there was another conversation a couple minutes later. A lot of times when she was talking to her mom on the phone, I couldn't hear. It was just these volume choices in the movie. And I understand that the movie is pretty much quiet. The only loud comes from Longlegs,
Yeah.
and that's it. Everybody else is talking pretty quiet, pretty normal tone of voice. But you're right.
Yeah.
It was a little like, huh? What? What'd they
Especially
say?
like in those like moments where, where her and I guess the main detective in the
Mhm.
FBI or whatever, fucking when they're having like little conversations,
Yeah,
you know, and that's when my brain was like, okay, this is important information. You need to, kind of like retain this.
yeah,
And I'm losing it because of the sound. And
right.
I was just like, oh. And like I said, I had put the subtitles on, which in usually I enjoy the subtitles because like I can focus on, the dialogue and what I'm seeing at the same time. But for some reason, because of how beautiful the movie was and like how cinematic, I will say that, how
Mhm.
cinematic it was, the subtitles just ruined. Like I had to turn the subtitles back off because I was like, no, everything on the screen is beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I don't want to like ruin it with a black and white bar at the bottom.
Did you notice all the little subtle things that they did to trick horror movie like fans into thinking something was coming when it wasn't?
Oh God, I love those. Where
It
like
was
they just
so good. I spent 2 minutes staring at that doorway behind her in her like cabin.
it had
Like,
to have been made like that. Like we know as
right.
like we're
Exactly.
programmed to say there's something gonna be something
Dude,
behind her.
it was set perfectly
Right.
for that. I didn't look at her one time. I stared at that doorway like, all right, it's going to be fast. It's going to move quietly.
And there's gonna
I
be
need to
like
make
this
sure I'm not blinking
shocking
so that I
noise,
can
like
see this. Yeah.
fucking noise, and
Yeah. Yeah.
never came.
And
Never
then the
came.
other thing that got me, the other main one that got me was when they were in the barn
Yeah.
and she's walking towards the stairs and she's like, detective. And then it's quiet for a split second. And he goes, yeah, Lee. And he's coming. I'm like, God damn. Normally, he's gone. He
Right.
doesn't exist anymore. It's silent, no response. Then she has to go look for him.
Mm-hmm.
But he was there. Like, it didn't happen. So it was just like those little things that horror fans are like, oh, here it comes. And then
Yeah.
it just made sure that none of those were it.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah, like
I like that.
even like other like before they go into the barn, there's that moment that, they pull the car up and they got their flashlights out and they're looking through the windows and it was just like spectacular. But then they walk into the barn and they walk like past the camera and the camera pulls in and kind of focuses on like some kind of like shed or something across, and I'm like, okay, something gonna come out of that shit. And then, nope.
Yeah.
But it just like it like throws our expectation of what we are, you know, Pavlov dog to understand. Like, oh,
Hmm.
we're pulled in. We're supposed to pay attention to this. There's gonna be something spooky.
Hmm.
Nope, nope. And
Yeah.
the only thing that's spooky is the object itself. And it's
Hmm.
like amazing. This
Yeah.
is fucking a work of art.
Hmm.
Fuck. Like
Yeah.
I wish the fucking like the script was a little bit more solid in my brain, fucking because everything else really is, and I wish the sound was just a little bit better and shit, fucking because
Yeah, I mean, so the thing with the script, like everything worked well because there was no real big bits of filler.
all right,
Like there was no like huge backstory. There was no, anything. It was just to the point.
Right.
There wasn't a lot of filler in the movie. Everything was the next step or the next bit of information you need, which I can appreciate. That was cut and
Mm-hmm.
dry, just to the point. The only thing that it really lacked in that sense was like everybody was dry. There wasn't a lot of like the only joking is that first time where the two FBI agents are taking Lee with them on this first like crime scene.
Right. The
They're joking back and forth, but you know, like the woman gets a zinger on the guy about her wife his wife faking orgasms or whatever.
something
But
like
like
that. Yeah.
that's yeah, but like that's pretty much the only playful banter. Even when Lee is in the detective's daughter's room and she's talking to her. It's very dry, it's very
Hmm.
drab. The mom is dry, drab. Like everybody. The only flair in this movie is Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, you had to,
And
like those are the high notes, man. Fucking
yeah,
like
yeah.
but yeah, like there's a part where she goes through all the case files and like the detective the head of the FBI, I can't remember his name. I wish I remember his name, but fucking he's like, "Come on, let's go get a drink."
Mhm.
And like she's like, "Oh, I don't drink." And he's like, "Well, I do."
Yeah.
And then they're sitting there and she like explains what she knows from what she's seen. And he's just looking at her and it's just like, and he takes the drink and he's like, well, I have to get home. And shit, it's just like, usually there would be like these long drawn out dialogue on like things that,
Yeah, I mean, he definitely gives like her, he's like, what's your take on this whole situation?
right.
Because she had just finished looking over the files and sleeping next to him or whatever the fuck she was doing. So, like,
Right.
he definitely gets that information and it again, no wasted dialogue. It pushes the story forward.
Right.
Um, you know, he brings her home to his wife, which pushes the story forward with the kid's birthday later. Like everything makes the next bit of sense. But again, that's one of those conversations that was kind of low, and I was like,
Hmm.
"What the fuck? What the fuck?" But it's also one of those like little info dumps. Like at that time, she's dumping the info on what she's got to him, and then later in the office when she's dumping the like 666 thing, triangle shit on him in the office, it was low again. It wasn't really like it was just like, "Huh? Wait, what?
Right.
What? Hold on, wait, what? I didn't take calculus. What are you talking about right now?" Like. I didn't get it. So, and I don't know if anybody out there can make logic of it, please. But yeah, so the movie did good in the story as far as like just driving it, just no filler, no
Yeah.
bullshit. Here it is. Because a lot of times we complain about that. Like there's too much, there's not enough to chew on in this movie, too much filler, not enough go.
Right.
And this one did it well. Even all the way up to the end. I mean, the mom's thing, like the whole situation with the mom, like
Yeah.
watching that play out over and over again. Um, all of it. I mean, the only thing we should just not talk about Nicolas Cage at all throughout this movie. Really, just
Just
like
leave it
just
void.
ignore it. Yeah, just
Yeah.
ignore it.
Like, okay, so we find out that the mom has been working for Nicolas Cage or whatever. Um, did you call that?
No, so it's funny because I was watching this with Destiny, and she made mention of. So I can't remember what hers was, but it was a really good guess. And my guess was that Lee was the girl in the beginning, but
Yeah.
that that was her dad, because
Mm,
there's no mention of Lee's dad whatsoever in this movie.
right.
And I was like, that was her dad coming for like the 10th birthday party. Like, you're not supposed to be here, motherfucker. Get off the property. We kicked your ass out.
Right.
That kind of thing. That's where I led with it. Um, because yeah, again, there's no mention of him and he shows up like he knew her.
Right.
So, yeah.
The only like
What was your
yeah,
guess?
I knew the mom was there was something wrong with the mom more than just what she was leading on, like did you say your prayers, shit like that.
Yeah.
Just from the I noticed like everybody's house is fucking minimalist. Like
Hmm.
everybody every place in this fucking movie is just very like nothing there.
Hmm.
Nothing. Like no clutter. And then the second we walk into that mother's house, it's scattered. Shit's
Hmm.
every fucking where. There's
Right.
stuff all over the place, especially when she's like, "Let me cook you dinner, mom." I noticed like, yeah, there's just
Yeah.
stuff all over the place. And I was like, uh
I
that
just thought that explained why Lee had nothing in her
Yeah.
house.
It's all
Like,
over at my mom's house.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I knew I bet she has something to do with this. But it didn't come to the point where it's like, I bet she's giving kids dolls, shit like
yeah,
that. Like I
yeah,
didn't
yeah, yeah.
but I was like, I bet she has something to do with
She's
this.
not helping the devil go into homes or anything, but
Right.
oh no, wait, she totally was.
Right.
Um, I, I put it together right about the time where Lee tried to open that door and it didn't open. So I
Right.
was very, very late into the movie, right around let me make you dinner time. Um, I was like, huh, the door don't open. I bet you that's the door to the basement that fucking Longlegs was sitting
Yeah.
in. And it totally was. And I was like, huh, all right, I got it. I was late. I was slow to the party, but I got there.
Yeah. No. But um yeah, I kind of don't want to talk about Nicolas Cage. I want like if you see the review and you want to know, just watch it for Nicolas Cage, in my opinion. But yeah, stay away from Nicolas Cage.
Mommy,
Yeah, mommy,
daddy.
daddy, fucking like all of it. It's like, but that's just Nicolas
It's
Cage.
just fucking Nicolas Cage, dude.
It
I don't know.
is.
I
He's a
don't
fucking national treasure.
I don't see what Tara was talking about.
She doesn't like Nicolas Cage. That's the thing and
But
stuff.
yeah,
It's
that's
the
the
same
thing.
thing. Like I don't
She
like
doesn't like it.
fucking what's the guy? Fucking it.
Bill Skarsgård?
Yeah, I don't like his face and shit.
Yeah.
Fucking, she just doesn't like Nicolas Cage. Like the
I
last
feel
good
like you're
thing she
doing
ever
this
saw
to
Nicolas
rile her
Cage
up
in
in the
was
middle of the was Primal.
no, what was the Peggy Sue movie? Fucking
Huh?
Peggy Sue. Yeah, it was back in the 80s or something. I don't think fucking she likes her that because yeah, she's never been like a fucking like
She told
a
me she did.
Cajun. Hmm?
She told me she liked Nicolas
She,
Cage.
well, yeah, she said that. Fucking, I
I
don't
feel
see
like
any
this is
like,
I feel like this is an inside thing where you're gonna be like, hey, watch this review.
yeah,
No, let's skip to 10 minutes into the review where I
yeah,
start
just watch
saying you don't
this.
like Nicolas Cage.
I'll send it to her. But yeah, even
Oh.
like she doesn't like Mandy, and
Well
like
then she
things
doesn't
like that.
should divorce her. What are you
No,
doing?
fuck you. Like, now that's a good point. Okay, I brought up Mandy. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's a good
this
point.
and
Yeah.
Mandy, like
That's what I think this is. It's
similarities.
a yeah, it's a mix between Mandy and Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
That's what this is. There's a lot of shots that are the same, like as far as the camera angles are the same. There's a certain amount of trippiness. Obviously, Mandy goes way far into the acid trip, but there's a lot of like the mommy, daddy, that, and like
Hmm.
the vodka bathroom tidy whities.
Right.
There's a lot of similarities there. There's there's a lot of similarities between the movies, but it's like nuanced subtle similarities.
Hmm.
It's not something that like you can go directly and point out like this and this, but there's just this feeling that they're similar somehow.
Yeah.
And it's more than just Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, when the mommy and daddy thing, when that was happening, I was thinking like, oh, this is like it puts the lotion on the skin, or else it gets the hose again. Where you want to, you know, like pay homage to those characters, especially
Mhm.
in Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's his.
Yeah.
It puts the lotion on the skin.
Yeah, and
Um,
the girl at the mental institution too.
yeah,
Like I felt like that was very much like um the guy that Clarice the guy with the chewed up face that Hannibal eats his face or whatever.
Mason Virgil.
That yeah, that's very much like that girl, like
No,
somebody who still admires him somehow, even though he
hmm
ruined their life kind of thing. Like
right.
yeah,
And
that's how that
even
felt.
that idea, like, okay, if this is Silence of the Lambs, it's Silence of the Lambs without Hannibal Lecter.
Mhm.
And at the end, we find that fucking James Gunn is just doing this because of Satan.
Right. Naturally.
Like, it's just like, oh man, fucking yeah, like anytime watch Silence of the Lambs and anytime Hannibal Lecter is on screen, just fast forward it. You know, tell me what movie you have there. Like,
Yeah.
it just it's missing that. You know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
in that
All right.
case,
All right.
Jacob.
All right. All right.
No,
All
no,
right.
you got it. Got
We
one.
no,
Got
we have to at least address it briefly.
okay. You talk about Nicolas Cage? Go ahead.
No.
No,
Just
no. Okay.
did you like Nicolas Cage in this movie?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I did.
All right.
I like
Moving on.
honestly the B that I gave it is only because of the sound and the gaps in the script, the kind of fumble, the soft foundation
Right.
on this movie,
Okay.
as the script. I love this movie. I thought it was great. I thought it looked great. Once more,
I didn't know how to feel when I first watched it. I
right?
finished it and I was like, I need some time
Yeah,
to like figure I need some time to figure this one
I'm gonna
out.
go contemplate this in the car.
Yeah,
Like
like
freaking
she was like, "What did Destiny was like, what'd you think of it?" I was like, "I don't know yet.
yeah,
I don't know. I need some time to sit with this one for a little while. I might
no.
need to watch it again. Like
I
I don't want to
definitely need
jump
to
to
watch it
conclusions.
again.
Yeah, I didn't
It's
want to
definitely
jump to conclusions or anything and be like, "Oh, it
right.
sucked," or like, but like it was weird because I simultaneously was like, this is a masterpiece and I fucking hate it.
Yeah,
And then it just like the longer I sat on it, the I hate it went away. And I was like, no, it is a masterpiece. Okay, cool. All right, good, good.
it is, but and also like it's just nice. It's original, like and it has that like originality. I will always say like okay, so for I know it came out last year, but for this year, since I saw it this year, it's probably the top for like a lot of things. Cinematography and editing are going to be the two biggest. Like, I'm going to remember this movie because of how beautiful it looks and how well it's edited. Like, they have these great shots, like when fucking they're doing the door to door. Have you seen this girl?
Mm,
And we're focused on her. And like, if you watch the edits that they're doing, they're making sure that each scene is a little different. So the
mm,
edits look a little different, but they're making sure to show her in a different kind of light and a different kind of like how you would normally see this like scene shot, like
mhm,
flat or something, but they're doing it just like go back when you rewatch it and watch those edits. Every time the fucking camera like cuts to another scene, like
mhm.
make a mental note and just like watch it until you notice it again and then, and you'll see
Yeah,
what I'm talking about.
yeah. I mean, I get it because I noticed it the first time because it was this is like it's a slow burn like a folk horror,
Hmm.
but it's not a folk horror. And it's shot kind of like a
Hmm.
folk horror and it's not a folk horror. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it's shot like Midsummer, very flat shots,
Hmm.
very beautiful shots. but there's no folk to it. So
Right.
that's the only thing that kept coming up for me. I was like, oh yeah. And
Mm.
I think they used Nicholas in a proper amount. They gave him a little
Yeah.
bit here and there, and then just kept him the fuck away for the majority of the movie. I
Yeah.
did find my new sign off forever now. But yeah, outside of that, yeah. Anyways, you got anything else on this movie?
No, man. Let's move on.
Let's move the fuck on. Let's
And
blame
in that
Satan and
case,
move on.
Jacob,
Yes.
would you have watched this in the theater? Would you go to the theater to see this?
Nah, I'm cool with this one at home. I
Yeah,
think the theater would have been fun to watch the mommy daddy part, but outside of that, like I don't need this on a big screen.
I would have been afraid to fall asleep if the sound
Hmm.
is different when
Hmm.
it's in a big speaker and
Hmm.
loud, and then like, oh, it picks up.
Hmm.
Maybe I would have enjoyed it, but
Right.
if I have the same problem where it's like I can't. It's not adjusting. It's not resonating right in my brain. The
Right.
sound. I would have fallen asleep. Like
Yeah. I
you
just
know,
I was
because
good with the experience. There's no
yeah,
flash to it. There's movies are supposed to be for like Michael Bay. Like
right,
I don't need to see this in theaters. This is perfect right where it was.
right, yeah. You want to own a physical copy of this?
Yeah, I think I will.
I think so too. I'd like to own a physical copy of this.
I do regret now that I've seen it not picking it up when I did see it because it's
Yeah,
probably gone.
yeah. They're probably not unless it's up for some kind of award during award season, wins, and then they'll reprint them. But yeah, I really wish I would have been able to find this because it's
It was
interesting, like I
there.
said.
It was there. I
Oh,
just
was
didn't
it?
pick it up. And they only run one thing. Like when it's out, it's out. So,
Yeah, yeah. That cult classic.
this is a good question because it feels cult classic. It
It
feels new
does.
age cult classic.
It's a
So
little
I'm
new to call it yet,
well,
but
yeah, for sure. But it feels like it is filmed that way. It's
mhm.
like so I could see this. I could see this, but again, Nick has had this resurgence of like hero status. So it can anything that he's in be cult classic because he's so popular at this time.
Well,
I
the
think
Nicolas Cage
maybe
cult of like
right,
these
but that's not
kids,
what a cult
these
classic
kids.
is though.
Yeah, yeah.
But by traditional standards, maybe I don't know. The fanfare would have to die down on a lot because it was critically like
Alkaline.
it
Yeah,
got yeah,
it's
it got big pretty quick. So
right, right. Yeah, I can see it becoming like known. Like a couple of years, people it's probably going to drop off. People are going to forget it,
right,
and then all of a sudden, people are. And I remember when it came out during the summertime, people were like, "This is a word of mouth movie." Where people
right.
were like, "Holy shit, you gotta go see Longlegs! You gotta go see Longlegs!" And like, I was like, I can't wait for that to be on streaming. So,
And
so
here
yeah,
we are.
yeah. Would you recommend it?
Yeah, absolutely. Go.
Yeah, I recommend it too. Yeah, I think everybody should at least watch this once. Give it an opinion. If you don't like it, cool,
Yeah,
But if you do
yeah.
like
Give
it,
it a shot. Give it
yeah,
a shot. You
give it
never
a
know.
shot.